Today, we're tackling something fascinating. A listener, a leader, sees this connection between Steve Jobs wanting to change the world and, well, the Statue of Liberty poem.
The new Colossus, yeah. It's a great juxtaposition, isn't it? That sort of relentless Silicon Valley drive meets Lady Liberty's open arms.
Right, so our mission, our deep dive today is exploring that. How do we actually cultivate compassion, openness?
And how does that translate into building strong, diverse teams? How do you balance that push for progress, that innovation with genuine inclusivity?
Both in business and, well, society more broadly?
Yeah, big question.
And we got quite the mix of sources to help us. Philosophical stuff like Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, Mill's on Liberty.
Classics, and then some history.
Yep, The Man Nobody Knows, Benjamin Franklin's autobiography.
Yeah.
Graphical guides too.
Oh, really? Like what?
Get this, formal school debate, physical training for businessmen, even Gentleman's Book of Etiquette.
Okay, that's eclectic. I love it. It means we'll be looking at this from all sorts of angles.
Exactly. How valuing different views, thinking critically, embracing boldness and empathy
Can lead to these really thriving environments, expanding potential in ways you might not even see coming.
All right, let's dive in. That first question. Cultivating compassion and openness towards difference. How does that change us?
Where do we start?
Well, Marcus Aurelius in Meditations gives us a personal starting point. He says essentially, love people even when they mess up. And don't get caught up judging others' minds. Look straight ahead towards your own nature, your own goal. It's about keeping your own inner state steady.
Right, that Spuric ideal. It's fascinating how that connects to the leadership shown in The Man Nobody Knows.
How so?
Well, think about how Jesus is portrayed. He sees Zacharias not just as the tax collector everyone dislikes.
The dishonest,
Unclean tax collector man.
Right, but as potentially a man of unusual generosity, or the sick man, not a weakling, but someone with incredible inner strength, a strong will.
he looked past the surface judgment.
Exactly, past the crowd, past maybe even his disciples' initial reactions, to see the inherent worth, the potential. That's a profound kind of openness, isn't it? It expands your view of what's possible in others.
And then there's that story, the blind beggar shouting.
Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Yeah. And the disciples try to shush him like he's a worthless fellow, don't bother the master.
But Jesus stops, completely stops, gives his unreservedly attention, as the book says, to this one forlorn human life.
He had time. That phrase really struck me.
Me too. It suggests compassion isn't just a feeling like, oh, that's too bad. It's an action, an engagement.
In today's world, it's so easy to just brush past things, right? An email, a quiet team member.
Absolutely. But this shows leadership isn't just efficiency. It's investing that focused attention, seeing potential even when it's not immediately obvious. That's often where the real breakthroughs come from, understanding those overlooked needs, kind of like finding an untapped market.
That makes sense. And On Liberty, Mill's book takes this idea of openness even further, doesn't
It
it?
really does, intellectually and socially. Mill argues that if you suppress an opinion, even one you think is totally wrong, you lose something valuable. You lose the clearer perception and livelier impression of truth that comes from bumping up against error.
Like testing your ideas?
Exactly. Like a startup ignoring negative feedback.
Yeah.
It feels safer, maybe, but you miss the critical insights. That friction, that collision is actually how you grow, how truth stays vital and doesn't just become another dogma, another superstition.
So valuing different modes of life, different ways of thinking is essential.
For happiness, for progress, absolutely. It connects directly back to that listener's challenge.
Now, okay, the etiquette books. I admit, I thought, what are these doing here?
Yeah, seems like a curveball.
But the Gentleman's Book of Etiquette, even the one for Ontario Public Schools, they actually reinforce this. They say true courtesy isn't about knowing the rules, per se.
It's more fundamental.
Yeah, it's about not making others uncomfortable. Treating everyone with respect, no matter their background or status.
Okay, I see the connection.
There's this great line. Etiquette is all wrong and false when it makes one forget the higher laws of courtesy or hospitality.
So the spirit matters more than the letter of the law.
Precisely. It's about creating that genuinely welcoming space, that inclusive environment where difference isn't just tolerated, it's respected. Like Lady Liberty's welcome.
A foundation of respect. Makes sense.
So, okay, we've got this personal foundation of compassion, of openness. How does that scale up? How do we build a strong business culture with diverse teams while still having that bold Jobs-like drive?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Balancing the two.
On liberty, again, touches on this. Mill says individuality should assert itself, especially in things that don't harm others. Strong impulses, strong personalities are actually valuable if they're balanced.
Right. And he warns that society doesn't benefit much from genius if it's stifled, if it's not allowed to unfold freely.
So forcing conformity kills the very innovation you need.
Exactly. It's a direct warning to organizations.
And connecting that back to the man nobody knows, Jesus as a leader, he built this incredibly diverse team.
Yeah, fishermen, tax collectors, zealots, not exactly uniform thinkers.
And he didn't manage them by forcing them into a mold. The key was vast, unending patience.
Think about Simon Peter, initially noisy and aggressive, right?
Yeah,
hot-headed.
Definitely.
But Jesus saw the potential. He turned him into Peter, a rock, because he believed fundamentally that the way to get faith out of men is to show that you have faith in men.
He didn't give up on them when they messed up.
No. He understood the same man will usually not make the same mistake twice. It makes you ask, as a leader today, how much patience do we really show, especially with people who think differently? Do we see their potential or just their current error?
That's a challenging thought. Then there's Benjamin Franklin. His autobiography gives us a real-world example, maybe?
I think so. He was undeniably bold, an entrepreneur through and through.
That sound of your hammer at 5 in the morning.
Right. Pure drive, industry, frugality. But he wasn't just out for himself.
No, he started things like the Junto Club.
For mutual improvement, discussion, and the fire companies purely for the public good?
So his personal ambition, that bold drive, was paired with this commitment to the community.
It shows how that individual Jobs-esque energy can actually fuel collective thriving. It's not either. It's a powerful model. That boldness serves something larger, like the compassion of Lazarus's poem serves the nation.
And even something like formal school debate gives us a metaphor here.
How so? In debate.
Well, it talks about needing a clear issue, a strong team stance.
Yeah.
That takes boldness, conviction.
Sure.
But then it emphasizes rebuttal. And good rebuttal isn't just attacking. It's deeply understanding what your opposition is required to prove.
Ah, so you avoid just talking past each other. You engage intelligently.
Exactly. It warns against arguing too much or being foolhardy instead of just brave, even in a competitive setting like a debate or the market.
That intelligent, respectful engagement with different views, maybe from diverse team members, is key to actual progress, not just scoring points.
It builds something stronger in the end.
More resilient argument or a more resilient company.
Okay, let's zoom out further. Beyond the team to society. On liberty again, Mill argues that suppressing heretical opinions, even false ones,
robs society of that collision with error. That vital debate that clarifies truth.
He says straight up that free, daring thinking enlarge men's minds and are crucial for social progress.
The book itself is proof, right? Welcoming rebels, innovators, thinkers like Mill or Jobs or Franklin, protecting their freedom to think differently benefits everyone.
Culturally and economically.
Definitely. Which leads to the next big question. How does a society create an economic climate that values both things? Compassion, safety nets, opportunity for all, and boldness, risk-taking, entrepreneurship.
That's the tightrope walk.
It is. And The Man Nobody Knows offers a really powerful frame here. It suggests all business is his father's business, all work is worship.
That's a radical reframing. It's not just about church on Sunday.
Not at all. It implies all useful work, all service that meets needs, contributes to this larger worthy enterprise. Jesus wasn't just teaching abstract spirituality. He was focused on developing perfect human being.
Which means meeting basic human needs. Food, shelter, health.
Exactly. So an economic structure that provides that foundation, that opportunity and security for everyone, isn't opposed to bold progress. It's actually what enabled it sustainably. It's the compassionate ground from which boldness can leap.
And then you have sources like Pushing to the Front or Strength and How to Obtain It. They really hammer home the boldness aspect.
Yeah, Sandow, the bodybuilder, he talks about willpower, self-confidence.
The brain will do as much as dumbbells. I like that.
Me too. And his focus on constantly practicing progress by degrees. It links that physical discipline to mental toughness.
It really embodies that relentless, innovative spirit, demanding the highest, never accepting the lowest or second best.
That's the engine of progress, isn't it? That individual drive.
Definitely the job side of the equation.
But then, interestingly, Marcus Aurelius circles back to connect that drive with community. He says our most real pleasure is in doing human things.
Which includes?
goodwill to his own kind, and understanding our place in universal nature.
So finding purpose in what's natural for us as humans and aligning that with the bigger picture.
Right. The Stoic view suggests an economy where individuals striving, risk-taking, that boldness is naturally tied to the community's benefit, where justice and temperance are valued right alongside bravery and freedom.
So it's not compassion versus boldness.
No, it's an integrated system, an environment that fosters both for everyone, that ensures the drive to change the world actually lifts the world. That's the balance our listener was looking for, I think.
Wow. Okay. We've covered a lot of ground, from inner focus to team dynamics to the whole structure of society and the economy.
It's a big tapestry.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it seems clear, whether you're leading a team, starting something new, or just figuring out your own way. That tension between compassion and boldness, it's not a problem to solve.
No, it's the engine. It's a dynamic force. It drives growth, innovation, and real inclusion.
Yeah. All these sources, in their different ways, seem to point to that.
Yeah.
True strength, moral, physical, cultural, economic, it comes from understanding ourselves and others.
Embracing individuality, fostering genuine respect.
And having the courage to challenge how things are, but for a greater, more inclusive good.
It's not choosing between, say, Jobs' drive and Lady Liberty's welcome. It's realizing they're interconnected. Two sides of the same powerful coin, really.
So here's a final thought for you listening. If, as one source put it, all business is his Father's business, and all work is worship.
A big if, but a powerful idea.
How might that change how you approach your next challenge, your next team project, your next big idea? Not just aiming for success in the narrow sense,
but thinking about how it expands your perspective, how it builds compassion, how it truly enriches the world around you.
one bold, compassionate step at a time.